Leo, welcome back for your soulmate reading. I'd like to wish you guys a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And those of you who have been here since the channel opened and even after, thank you very much. Those of you who are new, a very warm welcome. Now, I've pulled the cards ahead of time and I've just briefly looked at them. I have also pulled element energies, dependent upon what zodiac sign you're dealing with. We can cross-reference and see how they're looking at you, how you're looking at them, etc. And the energies can swap, so just place it where it directly relates. Now, if you are needing an emergency booking during the silly season, the booking link is directly below and it'll take you straight through to the page. Now, I'll get tucked into the reading because there's some interesting frequencies coming through. Now, this can go two ways. It can be either you currently are dealing with the soulmate energy or you are tuning into how you directly feel about the given situation. But whatever's going on, you're really at your wit's ends and you're like, you know, is something going to change? Is this frequency going to be the same forever? Now, it's completely understandable due to the fact that we had been in Venus retrograde, shadow aspect continuing, you know, and definitely in January with we're going to have a lunar eclipse. It's going to be a total lunar eclipse. That frequency is going to affect the next 6 months thereafter. Now, we can get triggered around January, so pre-warned, forearmed. You know, you're moving into the month not feeling as happy as you'd like to be, not feeling as grounded, you know, not believing in the fairy tales anymore. You know, it can be two things. It's either you've got to a point you've received something at a romantic level and you're like, this is the wow factor. And because of that factor, you're like, is it ever going to be again? Others of you, it feels as though something will come in, but you're just not seeing it and you're not feeling that frequency. Whatever has transpired, you're in an assessment state. Regardless of being in a connection or out of it, you're in an assessment state. It's very busy as well during the month, so that can be impacting the way you feel at a romantic level. Finances are flowing, so it can be that you're working like the bat out of hell. But regardless, if you're not working, it can be money is better than love and love is better than money. You know what I mean? It's sort of like money's okay. You may feel abundant inside, very separate to finances at a romantic level. Internally, you may know completely who you are and what you have to offer, but your head's noisy, okay? Now, as for children, it might be that if you were partnered to a soulmate with children, they're not around at the moment. Again, it can be due to Christmas, you know, people moving around, everything coming together. And this is more for the co-parenting, I'm hearing. The others of you, it might be not having as much time with your children. Regardless, I feel you're looking at something in a very mature stance. You're looking at the situation at a romantic level, very 3D, very rational. You're keeping busy. Some of it not necessarily due to you wanting to keep busy, but there is a busy frequency around you. You also don't feel completely grounded, so it might be that you're not feeling safe in this connection at the moment. Your emotions are all over the place and you don't feel as grounded as you possibly could be. Now, you have moved beyond the problems. There could still be some problems around you at the moment. And you might not be getting as much time to have your downtime, be playful and energetic. And it feels like you're in a very deep reflective mode, connected to this soulmate energy for those of you that are Leo. Yeah, 2 additional cards come out and it was romantic partner in reverse. It may be that you're healing from a past tense situation, but it could be also you're thinking about your soulmate energy. Are they out there? Number 1. Are they coming in? Number 2. What are they thinking about me? Number 3. It's on your mind, but they're not, but there's a separateness for some reason. You're not feeling as creative or flamboyant, or You might not be feeling as hot as you'd like to feel, but again, it's a frequency. It's got nothing to do with the factor of what you are. It's just your buzz. You know, you're not feeling the buzz right now. And it may be that you're having a lot going on around you, that you're not having enough time to have the connection with your partner, for those of you who are partnered. The others of you, it's more a frequency of feeling a disconnect and really in an assessment state in your mind. Now, I'll start on the energies of each element and I'll interlink them into the reading. If you're dealing with an earth sign, it might be that you need to look a little bit harder at this situation with this earth sign. That the way they communicate to you is almost like chasing a rabbit down a hole. You need to dig deeper. So it may be that you're misinterpreting what they're saying and thinking they're not in a connection with you, when in fact they are. They're sending mixed signals and it feels sort of confusing. You've got to read in between the lines with these energies. And I feel, generally speaking, they're really straight and to the point. But this energy that's coming through is almost like they feel they have been that way, but the way it's coming across, and this can be previous energy, and this can also be the way they're looking at you, but the energy surrounding earth signs, it is very much crosswise. You do see the same scenario, but you're seeing it differently. You're communicating it differently. That's really the key in this situation. Okay, they're not sure what to believe. They're not sure whether to get their hopes up connected to this romantic venture with you. Again, we have been in retrograde for 90% of the year. So it's quite natural that this frequency is coming through. Now, they're not losing, how do I put it? They're not losing their temper, but at the same time, it may come across that they're a little bit too cool and collected. So the way you're receiving it can be deep confusion, especially with what's going on with you. Internally, you feel you know who you are and that everything is fine. But the communication outside of that factor, there's cross wires going on. And I do feel for you dealing with earth signs, I feel some sense of communication needs to come through to actually help sort this situation. This miscommunication of what's going on, they're thinking that, hey, you know who you are, so what's the issue? It may be some sense of behavior that they're kind of displaying that is triggering you to a point where you guys aren't seeing eye to eye. Because regardless, at the heart of the matter, you feeling, you know, fulfilled inside might be triggering them to feel that you don't need them. And you're in the thick of it, rising above problems in reverse. You're really in the thick of it, not having enough downtime, not really feeling safe. But at the heart of the matter, definitely feeling abundant inside and knowing who you are. Even when you're busy, you're thinking about this, and I feel that you will come to a solution when it comes to it. Yeah, you're learning something about yourself. So it is a cycle of bridging the gap, moving forward. You're further ahead than you think, you know. Your frequency might be tied, but you're definitely further ahead than you think. I'm hearing the word rose. There's a rose on the actual. It might be a person who's connected to roses, taught you something, and you're going to be able to utilize this in your own given life. It could be a very separate message. Okay, air signs that are relating with Leos and back and forward with soulmate. Okay, something's going to change very quickly between the two of you. It's really going to move super quick. You're going to have to keep as grounded as possible. Any uncertainties is turning into direct action and movement. And it's almost like setting a course. They're happy to go with the flow with you as long as they know the green light's there. If you turn it around on them, it could do a 360 and it's going to change the whole dynamic. I feel as long as you communicate very openly and frankly with the air sign energies, I feel you guys are going to be fine. You might be feeling nervous, but you guys are sort of mirroring at the moment. So even if you're not in direct communication, this person is your soulmate. I feel like the communication has to come through at a correct level. This might have been difficult, but they're learning a lot about you as well as you with them. They've got things going on in their life as well for the air signs. It's like you might look at them as being a dreamer, but they're actually really meditating upon the conversation that you had, I'm being told. So there's a particular conversation and they're not, it's kind of taken them off guard. They don't quite know how to put it all together in their mind, but and they're seeing synchronicities as well. Also, a conversation about New Year's or Christmas may come up between you. They're beyond worrying about the nuts and bolts of the relationship, and I feel this is more connected to the way they look at life. They're like, okay, well, hey, I've been through certain things in my life. I've grown. They're excited about something, but they're hiding their excitement. I don't know what this is, but okay, fire signs. Oh, okay, due to your energy and your frequency, again, you two, I feel, aren't quite seeing eye to eye. They don't want to jump in the deep end with certain situations. It may be that they've got things going on in their life at the moment, so they're just doing what they can. Try not to take them personal at the moment. I feel they've got things going on in their life. They want to be there for you more than they currently are. They just can't do it right now in the way that they normally do. And if you're wondering, are they going to change? I'm hearing yes, but they've got something going on at the moment, so try and be patient with them. They're not hiding anything from you, painting the roses red in reverse. They're literally, they're very transparent with you. What they're doing and what they say they're doing is physically what they're doing. They're being straight to the point. They are very curious, though, why you would feel that. And again, I do hear communication, but I feel you won't communicate this factor to them. You know that it's just something going on with you. There's also something to a degree of an energy of someone who's there's an old energy around you, and it's not from a romantic level, and it's directly impacting your self-esteem. It's a temporary frequency. It's not a permanent frequency, but due to the fact you're tied, this loved one who's passed over is around you, trying to build you up again to have the strength to move forward. But it feels very there's a very sad energy around where it's heavy energy, but it's not your normal frequency. That's the only way I can describe it. I do feel the key is remembering back to what they said to you in your life, and if you're feeling blocked at a romantic, spiritual, 3D level, tune back into what they would give you as an aspect of advice, and that's going to help you relate to what you're currently dealing with and where the block is. It might have been they said to you, you're beautiful and this is the way you should look at life. It's something that they actually taught you in life or mentioned to you that is going to be of value to you. Scorpios, Cancers and Pisces, so the water signs. I feel really the Leos are dealing with situations happening with their own partners. It's quite vice versa. It's really, you've got it together at the heart of the matter. External things are making you feel less. The fatigue is making you feel less, but definitely whoever you're dealing with, I feel they've sort of got a way of looking at something, and that's the issue. And it's not that that's wrong. It's just, it's almost like we're all on our own at the moment. And again, that is to do with the planets retrograde and, you know, the things that we've gone through this year. A lot of our transformation has felt like we're all single, and many of us are in relationships, but, you know, it just feels like you're a single energy doing all that spiritual work on yourself. Okay, shine bright like a candle. So having the clarity connected to it at the new moon or the full moon, can even be moving into January. Moon energy is very important. And I've been mentioning this almost in all the readings, and I feel next year, whatever that lunar eclipse is going to bring in, it's going to be very interesting. And I feel it's really going to set the tone for the year. I'm nervous. I'll tell you now. Okay, they really know who they are. You know, they've done the work on themselves. They know who they are. But they're also trying to work out what's going on with you. They're doing some research in their life. I also feel that they're suspicious of somebody. I don't feel it's you. I feel somebody they directly deal with, they're suspicious of, and they've got some things going on. Many of them, it's employment, where they're working and they're dealing with some situations. But I also feel it might be crosswise between the two of you guys where you're not seeing eye to eye. They might be looking at you or you at them as opportunistic, and there is crosswise. Also, you know, if you're a Leo dealing with a water sign, know that you will make it through. They're fatigued you. I'm starting to yawn. But they are, okay, with the water signs, it's either on your side or their side. There's a toxic energy around. You need to be very careful of it. Okay, they really know who they are, but other people may be trying to interfere with them to make them someone they're not. And they're seeing it. They're seeing the signs now, okay? I'm going to pull one more clarifier and then we'll wind the reading up. Yeah, they're hiding an aspect of themselves, but it's not from you. It's for the sake of the peace, because they're coming into the light. They've gathered what's going on. So any toxic energies around them, they're well aware of it. And it's interesting, the card's black. It's almost like they're safe. They're in a bubble. I keep seeing that Leo's really feeling like they're going in circles. What else am I picking up? You're feeling quite alone. I feel there's someone you actually need to talk to support you through with this communication with these signs, depending on what sign you're dealing with. But I feel I do very much feel it's a temporary thing. I don't feel it's a permanent thing. Try and balance your chakras and like release any aspect that you're thinking of that it's all going to stay the same, because that really does recreate the same situation. Some of you are dealing with two people, okay, where you're like, do I go left, do I go right? And this can be a soulmate or another person, but you're picky in the middle. You're learning about which person to choose, I'm hearing. That's for those of you who that's relevant, but I am seeing a physical second person, and it might be a past tense energy you were with, and because this card, romantic partner, is if you're thinking about someone that you're not with, it's your confirmation, because I'm feeling there's two energies here, two people, two males or two females, or vice versa. Just two energies, two people. They make you nervous though. Whoever this other person is, they make you nervous. Things went down between the two of you, and I feel if this opportunity is actually going to be offered to you, then you're going to learn something. They might have been toxic prior. They've changed, but you're wary of it. And again, miracles happening. You're not going to see it coming. connected to a person you haven't seen because you're not going to see it coming, so you're not believing it, but it happens anyway, which is interesting because I was just talking about manifestation and believing. Even the things that we don't want to think that is our core belief system, our fear-based energies can move into fruition, but something of a nature of a surprise is coming in for you guys. Again, I will leave you at that. I don't have a bad feeling. I just feel you're assessing both factors, whatever those factors are. You, your road, or soulmate energy. And again, it's coming up to the silly season, so it's incredibly normal that you're in that frequency. I'll be doing mid-months, so bear in mind that they will be coming up and we can have another look at what's going on. Otherwise, you know, if you want to come through to the live sessions, we do them on the channel. I'll see you during the month.